You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountain. We gon' walk it out and mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Of course, thank you for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button down below. As promised, I am going to be doing a eyebrow tutorial on how to get these eyebrows snatched and chiseled. So if you have sparse eyebrows like myself, you are going to want to keep watching. Alright guys, so these are my eyebrows before, and these are my eyebrows after. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So right here, I am just pressing my eyebrows in, just taking a look, and also showing you guys how sparse and how thin my eyebrows actually are on their own. I definitely recommend using a spoolie to comb through your eyebrows, which basically just lets them lay flat and in one direction. So I'm going right in here with my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, and I am using the shade Ebony for the purpose of this tutorial. I do normally use dark brown sometimes as well. Here I am showing you where the end of your tail should not pass. Now I know a lot of you like to lengthen your tail, but just keep in mind, if you want a semi-natural eyebrow, you don't want to have that tail too long. So as a beginner, I definitely recommend just holding your eyebrow brush on an angle to make sure that that tail does not go beyond the point where it should be. Now I'm going in with my pomade, and I am basically sculpting out the eyebrow that I want. Now I am not recreating my arch. I am using my brow bone, which to me is the best beginner friendly method. Use what you have, guys. Do not try to overdraw, because when you try to overdraw, honey, you end up with a hot mess. So it is very, very important to use the structure that you have. And honestly, what you have is what God gave you, girls. So 9 times out of 10, that is the structure that suits your face the best. But of course, you can always reshape and recreate, but I do not recommend that for a beginner. Now, pretty much I am filling in at this point all of the sparse areas. So anywhere on my eyebrows where I do not have hair, that is where I am actually dipping into the pomade and applying the most pressure in those areas. Now, once I get to the areas with hair, I am actually brushing lightly. It does look a little heavy-handed on the video here, but where there is hair, I am actually using light strokes, and I am not adding product at that point. I am doing the same on my left brow at this point as well. And as you guys could probably see already, I have had trauma to both of my eyebrows in that area, and that is why I believe they do not grow. But with pomade, you are really able to restructure your brow. Filling in where there is no hair. And if you saw, again, I did not re-dip into the pomade once I got to the part on my eyebrow that had hair. I just went ahead and used light strokes with what I had left on the brush. At this point, I am just going and making any changes or anything that I really see in my eyebrows that is sparse. And as you guys can see, the front of my eyebrows, I barely touch when it comes to filling in because I do not like the box shape. So I like it to have a more of a gradient. So what I'm doing here is just holding my brush vertically and doing false hair-like strokes in the front. Now I'm looking at my eyebrows and I can tell that my left eyebrow is a little bit thicker than my right eyebrow. And also, just another tip for you guys is anytime you have a eyebrow that is larger than the other, I suggest making the other brow that is thinner match the thicker brow. And that is, once again, another beginner tip. Yes, you can change things. You can do a lot with the concealer, which you will see in the steps coming up. However, I recommend always making the brow that is thinner, make that brow thicker to match the other eyebrow. Just going through, and anytime it looks like I am applying a lot of pressure, guys, please note that I am actually using very, very light pressure when it comes to my eyebrows, especially the front of my eyebrows. I'm just using the Brow Wiz right here because I did actually take off a bit too much to my liking. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going in here with my MAC N45. Now this color concealer is brighter than the concealer that I would use to actually match my skin. So I like to use this concealer when I don't want to apply any highlight underneath my eyebrow bone. So with going in with a lighter concealer, that is a trick, ladies. You can actually forego the highlight and eyeshadow and all of that underneath your eyebrow with using a lighter concealer for this area underneath your brow. Now I am going to explain to you right here as I go into the second eyebrow. Please take note, this is what helps you to stay away from the halo effect, and that is applying the concealer a little bit beneath where you want it to be at first. Then you go in underneath your eyebrow exactly where you want it to be to shape out and carve out and get those eyebrows chiseled, honey. So it allows you to blend, and for whatever reason, it gives you a better camera experience when you are photographing those eyebrows. So what I'm doing here, this is another tip. Once again, this is not something you have to do, but I pretty much just threw a lot of different things into this video. So if you have been doing your eyebrows for a long time, you can still benefit from this video as well. And that is using a darker concealer color at the front. So underneath the brow bone is N45, and right here, right underneath the front squares of my eyebrows, that is where I am using the NC50. Okay, guys, so that is a darker color, It looks a little orangey on camera, but I promise you it is my perfect match. And that is the color that I recommend for someone with my skin tone. It's really good. It blends really well. I'm just packing it in the middle here. And once again, getting that gradient look in the front. So I actually placed concealer in that front position right underneath that square. And I am blending in using my spoolie and just working that product in and making sure that it is the shape that I want. And also just note, I don't recommend touching your tail too much because your tail of your eyebrow should be the darkest. Now, when it comes to your eyebrows, when you have sparse eyebrows, I truly recommend having something to set it in place. The few hairs that you have, using this NYX translucent gel, I place it on the areas that have the most hair to give it a fuller, bushier look. And I also use it, of course, to set my hairs in place. All right, guys, so this is the part where most of you stop and I say, keep on going, honey, because you want a flawless transition from the concealer that you put underneath your eyebrow onto that lid. So I am just prepping my lids with MAC Prep and Prime. I am pushing it into my skin, into my creases. Most of us have dark circles around this area, which is another reason why it's important to blend the concealer and everything down over the entire lid. I also have hooded eyebrows, so I make sure that it is pressed in completely so that I have a seamless look on my lids. Now I'm going in with my MAC Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish. If you do not have this in your makeup collection, go and get it, honey. Nikita Moore put me onto this and I love it. You can use it without foundation and still get a flawless look. Right here, I am blending. Blend to the gods. Yes, blend, 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 blend. If you do not have time to blend, you do not have time to wear makeup, ladies. All right, guys, so this is the final look. Semi-glam, semi-coverage. Eyebrows are snatched and chiseled. Definitely thank you for tuning in. I hope this video was very helpful for those of you who have sparse, thinning eyebrows and you just wanted it to be a little bit fuller. I give you a thumbs up if you liked it. And also watching, leave a comment down below and let me know what products you use for your eyebrows.